the following time. You can continue to write, just listen to me as you write, because I want to give you some more time. But I want you to really think about that you're responsible for your own life. You are in charge. You are in the driver's seat. This is your experience here, and this is how you guide yourself. So it's very empowering, actually, when you think about your life that way, because basically you accept the responsibility for making your dreams happen. You have an ownership interest, obviously. And if you do that, then imagine how wonderful it feels when things come into play, and how I think that I've always felt that when I have something happen to me that's wonderful, and then I can share it with somebody else, the enthusiasm is contagious. I think that you kind of lend that energy to somebody else, and it kind of rolls into this wonderful experience. It can happen the opposite way too. You have a bad experience, and you bring that negative energy into a scenario. It rolls people just kind of, everyone's awful. I mean, you just leave when you're like, I need to get away from all these people. Oh. The same thing goes for when you have a really wonderful experience and things come into play and you roll that enthusiasm into your life. So I just want you to remember that you are in fact responsible for your life. I want you to also remember that only you have the power to take that responsibility forward in your life. So if you feel stuck, I think you need to really consider why it is that you feel stuck. Like, what is it? Do you feel like you're trapped? Well, I mean, there's certain ways you can look into it, and I think this is a beautiful, beautiful visual. Imagine you in a cage. If you feel trapped in that cage, imagine that door being wide open. All you have to do is walk through it. It's up to you. You can stay there, and you can turn to this side of the cage, and all you see are cage walls. Or you can turn around, and the door is actually open. It's truly up to you. So what I want to also say to you is that it's really truly up to you to take that willingness to move from your past into your future. Now, dream about what your ideal life looks like. I heard it, and I've actually experienced meditations where they guide you perhaps through your day, and you can plan out what exactly your day looks like to you. And it's amazing how wonderful your day goes when you do that. I'm not a huge meditator, but I do start my morning, when I can, putting good things into my mind. I have my vision boards by my bed. I see them every day. You can do, like Michelle, a vision list that, amazingly has come to fruition. And then you can make a commitment to those dreams. I love this quote from Oprah, because I'm a huge fan, so I'll be the first to admit it. God can dream a bigger dream for you than you can for yourself.
Oh, wait,
I think that the first step we have to do is actually step into it. I think that when we leave the path of impossibility and step into possibility, then you can feel being supported by whatever you believe is your power or your source or whatever. And I find that when you surrender to that, things that are bigger than yourself come to fruition. And I think it's, like I said before, it's really incredibly magical. It's magical. And if only we can always think like a child for just that moment, then you can actually see what it is that we are here for. And I love this as well. What we are God's gifts to us, but what we do or become is our gift to God. Now, like I said, it could be a higher power, whatever source you feel energy, but that is true. It's very true. And if you keep your eyes on the gifts that surround you, it's amazing what you can find. I'll show you this, and actually my friend from California sent this to me one day. She was on a subway, or I guess it was a subway in California. I think that they do that in San Francisco, I'm not quite sure. But someone had left a note on the subway, and it said, "Dear stranger, live, love, laugh, and be happy from a fellow human." Now, perhaps this will only happen in California, I don't know. But imagine, you know, this is some random person leaving this note on a subway, and she just happened to actually be aware and actually see. Her eyes were open to the gifts that surround her. And I think that, I mean, I love that. I mean, imagine if you saw that on a bus or a subway, just this whole idea, a reminder, live, laugh, love, and be happy. You know, maybe you're having a bad day, you see this, it doesn't feel so bad, you want to tell everybody, you can't believe what I saw today. So, you know, it truly is about keeping your eyes open to what it is that's going on in your life. Now, I've been talking a lot about energy, and I think that, you know, I don't know, I'm not a quantum physics guru, but I've read a little bit enough to know that you are responsible for the energy that you bring. And when you come into a place and you bring a lot of joy, excitement, people will respond to that. They will turn to you and they will actually try to help you because they want to, first of all, be around you. And secondly, they want to continue your feeling because it's making them feel good. So if you're feeling enthusiastic, if you continue that feeling, people are going to be really enthusiastic around you, and they're going to bring it, you know, to you, and you're going to feel like this connection, like, wow, it can't get much better. And one example of what we had done a while ago, but we used to have a word of the day. Okay, not inside of the day, a word of the day, and we used to text each other. Today, I'm going to focus on enthusiasm. So I think I had one of my interns started that day, right? And I texted my friends, I said, today's enthusiasm, everybody's enthusiasm, right? So I think that I scared one of the girls because one of my friends, Chris Antoni, who I love dearly, he's in New Jersey now, but he got the message that's enthusiasm. So she came to the door and I was introducing, as I do, I introduced the people to the new interns. And I think that he almost came out of it and goes, oh my God, it's so good to see you. I'm so excited you're here. This is awesome. Oh my God, today of all days, you're here. You know, Richard and I interview a lot of people, so we generally know that certain people are going to be able to handle this kind of enthusiasm. So we knew that, yeah, it was Catherine Dorval could handle it. But I don't think she'll ever forget her first day at our office and how that particular word inspired someone to reach out and show her great joy for being there. So you know, maybe tomorrow you might have, you know, choose a word, enthusiasm, and you might freak out your friends, perhaps, you know, by bringing that. But honestly, and even just telling the story, I felt enthusiastic, even just saying it over again from the past a while ago. So I just want you to continue to remind yourself that, you know, all life is about energy, and you have to take responsibility as to the energy you bring into this space. I also want you to focus on your attitude and your thinking. Now, this is probably my enthusiastic favorite part of this whole presentation is the next slide. And I say this because anyone who knows me as Isa and Jelly know that once I figured out what gratitude was, I don't think I could get enough of it. And you know, it was such a simple concept of just being in the place where you're so grateful for people who come into your life, or for things that are in your life, or for, I don't know. Once you get into that place of realizing what it is that you appreciate and how grateful you are, I really believe, not that you do this for this particular reason, but I really believe people will bend over backwards to help you. And not that that's the reason why you are grateful, but it's like I said before, it's contagious. And what do I do every morning, Isa, when I drive carpool with you guys? What did I make you all start your day saying?
Attitude, gratitude.
And how did we sing it?
Attitude, gratitude. What are you grateful for?
That's right. And we would all name each person. And it started our day with a different focus. Like, they say in many respects that when you put your feet on the floor, thank you, I'm awake today. So I say to you, I hope that if one thing you take away from today, and you probably already know it, is just the whole concept of attitude of gratitude. you bring that to the forefront, and the things in your life, like for instance my children, I couldn't be more grateful for these beautiful kids. I have a vision board and I have a gratitude board. I was actually going to bring it tonight, but I just really wanted to focus on the people in my life that make it so much more worth living. And that's a little different than your dreams, but it's really grateful for the things that have come into my life that make me a better person. One of the people I love Robert Holden. And I had the opportunity, he was on my board by the way, he was on my vision board. I had the opportunity to meet him last year in November, and he wrote the Happiness Project. And it talks about how it's our divine right in this life to be happy. We just forget. We are born happy. We just forget. And because he's so happy, I wanted to meet him. I heard him speak, I listened to his tape, I read his books. He has a book called Shift Happens. So he talks about once you shift your focus into something that's bigger and greater than yourself, you let go of all the negative connotations that weigh you down and make you happy. So I was very grateful to meet him, and he said something to me. I was like, you have to come to Miami, you have to come. You're so amazing. I was like, I feel so energized. You know, even Richard, I brought him a happiness calendar that we focus on every other morning when they're good. Sometimes they're not so good. But he said to me, why do I have to come to you? Why don't you do it for yourself? Why don't you bring it to where you are? He was telling me, I have a gift, but so do you. He said, I have a talent, but so do you. So why don't you bring that to where you are? And it was really profound to me because it's somebody I really admired. I really admired the way he spoke, how funny he was, you know, how he says, you know, I don't have to live, at a scale of 1 to 10, I don't have to live my life thinking I'm only allowed to be at a 3, 10 being the most happy 3, or 1 being the least. I can actually push myself out into like perhaps 7, you know, to feel how it feels to be 7, you know, and then perhaps go further and further in my life. But, so I admired that about him, and the fact that he said that to me, I was really affected. It's true. Why, you know, why, not that his ego is big, and he's pretty famous, and, you know, he's been on Oprah, which is, you know, my level of, you know, he's reached the pinnacle of his career. No. I hope I don't say that to him too loud, because, you know, basically, she's not on the air really anymore, so if that's the pinnacle, he's kind of like Shift Happens book, so, but the thing is that once you step out of your ego, and it doesn't have to be just you, all of you can do this for whoever you come into contact with. You know, teach them. That's how you learn, and that's how you make it a part of your life, and that stays. Teach them. And bring whatever inspires you to somebody else, because that's the beauty of, you know, one person passing it and paying it forward. You know, I don't know if anyone saw that movie, Pay It Forward. It's really a beautiful concept. You pay it forward, because that makes your world better and actually makes others as well. Now, I would like to tell you all that I didn't make it to Harpo Studios. I didn't get arrested because I didn't get tickets, but I didn't get in. But it was really an amazing day anyway, because I was actually standing outside of Harpo Studios with my best friend and my sister, and it was something that I'm going to remember. I probably won't be going back anytime soon. But I didn't get arrested, Richard. I didn't see her, but you know, you never know. Like, I do have to tell you, I am most grateful in life, and it's interesting that perspective is very important when you deal with your life. This opportunity came by a virtue of an email. It wasn't that I was selected, it wasn't that I was chosen. It was an email announcement that nobody reads generally, and I actually responded to it. And it was by far one of the most amazing opportunities in the job that I am currently in. And I actually got to do it with one of my very best friends, Michelle, which was even more the icing on the cake. So it was just one of those opportunities in life that I just can't believe I actually had. And if I visualized something for myself, it couldn't have compared to what exactly that I had experienced, and the people that I met, and the connections that I made. And I still benefited from it today. But this was considered to be not a very huge opportunity by some people that are in authority. To me, perhaps my boss, or my old boss, thank you. But I will say this, you never know how your dreams are going to come to fruition. You never know how they're going to play out. You just can't control the outcome. You can put the energy there, visualize it, and then just watch everything come to, you know, realization, and you'll be more surprised than ever. And I am most proud about something like this, that I always thought that it would not be a possibility for me. So also, you know, the whole arms in the hand, just let it go.